Well, we're going to pretend that it's the very end of group stages, even though there's one more game to go. I'm joined right now by Krepo. Krepo, what's the takeaway from group stages of MSI? Just the whole thing.
America.
America, yes, I agree. And I've been waiting for you to say that for a while.
Yeah, no, it's been quite a surprise. Yeah, G2 vacations and all.
Yeah.
I also went on a vacation, and that's pretty much the event.
Okay. Well, there we go. That's the interview. We're done. Yeah, no, Fion tweeted out G2 and 8 earlier. I thought that was pretty good. I
Fion is a dang memer.
Yeah.
He's just some quality, top-notch, top-shelf memes on his Twitter.
Europe doesn't normally get to enjoy his tweets until an international event, and then they really come out. But no, I mean, what has the event been like for you so far?
It's been pretty exhausting. So turnaround times have been like pretty rough, like 6, 7 hours, 5 hours of sleep every night. But I mean, I can't complain. You know, I talk about video games. But we have a really cool crew here, like people from different regions casting together. Everybody's like willing to help each other, so there's no like individual like, no, these are my notes. Everybody's like trying to help each other. It's been fun. International events are always exciting for me because you see so many theories that you have about the game just get ripped apart. Like my initial predictions, like yeah, RNG with CLG at the bottom, for a myriad of reasons, and then everything starts falling apart. Like the impossible happens, fake your feeds, fake your tilts. I mean, it's just really fun to watch.
Yeah, what do you think is going on here? I interviewed Kobe yesterday and kind of got his opinion, but so many people are going to be debating after this event. Like, did the gap close? Did the top come down? Is it just like the strong teams are all looking really weak right now? What really is going on that's leading us to these kind of like who knows what's going to happen whenever a match starts moments?
Um, I think we need to judge the gap once we get to Worlds, because then you get like 3 Korean teams there at least. Maybe one of them flukes and has like a bad season, like a rep, but like not all of the all 3 of them will. And then you have true like representation of the region strength. Right now you have like too much variance. Like I don't think G2 right now is representative of Europe, or even themselves. For now, I don't think SKT is representative of Korea as a whole, nor really of SKT, because by the time Worlds runs around, I think they'll use this experience and get a lot better. But it is, like Koma said in one of his interviews, is it's not unlikely to see China at least at one point become a competitor, like a true competitor, with all like just the amount of infrastructure they have over there and the sheer amount of skill those players have. So it's not out of the world that China wins the world championship. To say NA is suddenly the second best region in the world, I wouldn't like go as far as that, but I don't think that matters. Like I think we can only judge CLG here, and CLG played really damn well. I was like super giddy watching Afremu. It's always fun to watch players that are like, as a former pro player, just you can tell that they're like, yeah, they're a tier above you. You know, you're like, yeah, maybe I could have been in this team, I could have done this and this and this, but then when I watch Afremu play, I'm like, no, yeah, I wouldn't have done that. I wouldn't have seen that play, and it's very fun to watch. Yeah.
Yeah, how much credit should CLG be getting for this? There's a lot of I think one of the SKT players said that, and now I think one of the RNG players said that Stixxay is really like a standout player at this event, like really really good. I know Monty said something like all the Korean players just being polite. How much credit do the individual players on CLG deserve? Maybe Stixxay in particular.
So speaking just about Stixxay, yes, his team sets him up very well, but I think he operates well in team fights. You can tell when somebody's really aware of a team fight when he switches targets a lot to the right target, or like the phase where he like did a couple dashes and dashed into the Kindred ulti at Red Buff like today. That was like super sick. To have the presence of mind to make that play. I think from watching a lot of VODs from this tournament though, his laning phase still needs work. I obviously can't judge to the extent how hard you can smash laning phases, because my like knowledge there is based on like the potential what could happen in like a solo queue environment. Because good TPs obviously influence their decision making. I don't know if he doesn't see the play or he just sees the play and is not willing to take it. But what I have seen is that he loses some CS while trading aggressively in winning matchups. So he'll be playing a matchup that wins on paper and then he'll end up even CS because he tried to win it too hard. Like he's like, okay, I gotta smash this kid in this trade really hard, drop to CS, guys sustains up, and yeah, you're now like you're giving him more CS on your tower. So that's I think the only thing I will fault him for. But in team fights, he more than makes up for it. Afremu plays around him well. Who he's not afraid to go in and sacrifice himself. So he's not a mid laner that will, for example, always sit in the back and do nothing, right? Like they're willing to sacrifice their character to like let somebody else shine, and I think that's the beauty of CLG. They're truly playing as a team.
Yeah. Now, we kind of know what the brackets are going to be like, or not just kind of, we know what the brackets are going to be like. Any predictions based on this? I know it's Flash Wolves, CLG, SKT, RNG.
Yeah, like RNG SKT is going on right now, so obviously I don't have any information on that match. nor do I think the information I would get from that match would be all too relevant because the standings won't be influenced. But I guess you got to give it to RNG to get to the finals. Based on what happened, I totally would not be surprised if SKT swings it out in the best of 5. I do think CLG will take Flash Wolves like 3-1.
Yeah.
Overall, I think they're the better team, and they're just so solid playing from behind too. And then finals, RNG, CLG. I think RNG will kind of convincingly sweep that.
Kind of convincingly?
Yeah, I think like Yahoo and MLXZ are just complete monsters.
Don't you think that the strategy can exist again where CLG waits until there's a 17k gold lead and wins 2 team fights and wins the whole thing? They just do that a couple times and you win, right?
Yeah, I totally missed that. Actually, yeah, CLG is going to take it all.
Okay, there we go. That's all I needed to hear. Finally, what if you thought about kind of the whole Shanghai experience? I know it's long days for you, but for instance, the crowd here is hilarious to me. I simultaneously want to say they're one of the best crowds and one of the worst crowds. Whenever China or SKT is winning, they sound amazing. Anytime anything else is happening, they're like yawning in their seats and getting up and wanting to walk away or looking terrified. I don't know. What have you thought about the crowd and the event and all that kind of stuff?
I mean, the stage looks dope. Like the LED floor is actually really sick.
Yeah.
I think it's like elevating from season to season, better and better and better. The venue, yeah, when the crowd is loud, they're really loud. But I can't really gauge it. I thought it was fun. I was walking on like back to my caster seat, and like 2 Western fans stopped me and to ask for a picture, and suddenly there was a giant line.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm like 90% sure none of those people knew who I was, and they just took pictures and kept saying thank you. But like they're very polite. Food here is very carb heavy. I kind of don't like that. I just want my chicken. As for how quiet they are, I generally don't notice when they're quiet because then I can just do my thing, just talk to my the other analysts. But like when they're loud, sometimes we have issues talking, as well as when you hear every analyst that segment. Despite having the headset on, we're still shouting.
Yeah.
Like everybody's shouting at each other because the venue gets loud.
Maybe they should consider getting you guys like a booth for the analyst desk. You guys could be in there. It'd be soundproof. Wouldn't that be kind of a good idea?
I plead the 5th.
Yeah. I think that's a safe thing. To your point, though, LED stage is really good. I'm actually sad because I don't think that ever shows up really well on the broadcast because it's not like when a dragon dies, they're going to cut to like the whole arena exploding.
They have made some shots of like, so basically for people that don't know, every time a dragon and a baron dies, it shows up on the LED floor. Player introductions are done there too, so people can grasp the concept, and then obviously it looks very, very nice because the stage like towers like up, so people in the high rows can really enjoy that. I think the venue looks fantastic when it's dark and everybody has their glow sticks. It really gives like a packed audience vibe. That's why I still like indoor events a lot, because you can play with lighting, you can really make people stand out. Stadium and around works too. I still think we need to get to a level where players, when they make a good play, are allowed to stand up and just be like, yo, I just f***ed you up. A little bit of trash talking. That would be nice.
Yeah. All right, we'll kind of wrap this up, but anything you want to say to Krepo fans, Europe fans that maybe need a little bit of a talking to right now, maybe just fans of the event themselves?
Krepo fans, anyone left? Yeah, thank you for your support, my casting. I agree that sometimes it's pretty I'm still working on it. I always have something to improve on, and I'm identifying a new problem every week. It's been a blast working with the Fisio. We have vowed to try and be the best colorcaster duo out there, so we'll work very hard in Summer Split. Keep supporting me on my social media, Twitter, Facebook. I read all messages. I may not reply, but I definitely read them all, including some of the lesser positive ones. But yeah, thank you for supporting me. I will eventually stream again, and I hope you come watch.
Very good. Well, I will say it's going to be a challenge for you and Deficio, because I don't know if you heard of Pyra and Kobe last time in the CLG match yesterday. Pyra didn't even have to talk for 15 minutes. Kobe just lost his mind.
Pyro was actually talking for 15 minutes, but you just couldn't hear him over Kobe. Kobe got really excited. I don't like that. I think casters, all NA bias aside, I think in a tournament like this where regionalism is one of the main themes, I think it's okay if a caster gets a little, towards this region, because they're not only cheering for a team, the team has to bring home the points for the region so we can get better slots at Worlds. That's why I'm disappointed in G2. But I like Kobe's enthusiasm. I think that's the main thing. We are here to entertain people as casters primarily, and I think Kobe did a fantastic job in that game, just, making it fun.
Very good. Well, thank you so much, Krepo, for the interview. Really enjoyed talking to you, and hopefully we get to see some more amazing action next week whenever we return to MSI. For everyone else, you can check out the rest of our coverage of all things MSI, Yahoo Esports.
Yahoo Esports, definitely check it out. Thanks, Gary.